Hey guys, back here from the theaters from seeing This Is the End. Um, this will, just forewarn you, this will be a short review. One, for two reasons. One, I just usually have a hard time reviewing comedies, and I usually don't have as much to say about comedies. I don't know why. Uh, so this will be definitely a short review. And two, and the main reason why it's gonna be short is because I got some things I gotta do in a couple hours. Specifically, actually, an hour. I have to get going in less than an hour. I gotta try to record this and post this as quickly as possible. Actually, um, and because I gotta travel up to Cleveland. Anybody who doesn't know, via people watching via YouTube, uh, that don't know, I live in Ohio, and Cleveland's about an hour away from me, so this is going to be. So I have to get going pretty quickly, because especially rush hour and everything else. But also, I wanted to, before I get to my review, I wanted to thank everybody who's commented over the past week, and gave me feedback on my reviews. Appreciate it. Any feedbacks, all, even negative ones. I haven't got negative ones yet. Uh, Not a lot, at least. Um, which I'm surprised by. Anybody who watches these videos and thinks it's good, I'm not. I won't never claim that I'm a great reviewer or anything like that. So I'll take any negative reviews with a grain of salt. But anyways, thank everybody who via Facebook and YouTube has given me feedback. Uh, I If you want to, anybody watching this on YouTube want to try to friend me on Facebook, let me know. It's no big deal either way. Uh, or message me on Facebook, whatever you want to do, at Billy Rose on Facebook. Would be much appreciated. Just let me know what you thought of my reviews, whatever. Um, don't have to. I'm not requiring you to friend me on Facebook or anything. Um, and also, anybody who on YouTube who's commented on my videos, I read them all. I don't, even though I don't comment on them, I read them all. Every time I get a comment on one of my videos, I get an email. So I read every one of them. And the reason why I haven't commented on them is because I'm I every time I click on a video, it would require me to click on one of my videos, and then go to the comment section and comment. And if I click on the video, it will count it as a view, and I kind of find that to be cheating. And I wanted to ask whether anybody knows how to do that without getting a view, getting it counted as a view. Anybody could let me know. Much appreciated. I know people comment on my videos, um, but anybody who wants to let me know, please. Um, I promise I'm not trying to ignore you. If you wonder why I don't comment back on your videos, or comment back on your comments, if that makes any sense. uh, anyways, I gotta, I gotta get to this review. So I saw This Is the End. I like this. I like this movie a lot. Honestly, from the trailers, it looked really good. And this looked like a really funny movie. And honestly, this movie is probably one of the better comedies of the year. Definitely, actually, take that back. The best comedy I've seen all year so far. I can't think of anything else that was better. Honestly, if there was, it must not have been memorable. Um, I feel like I'm forgetting one that's out there, but I can't think off the top of my head. Um, it's definitely better than Hangover Part 3 and all that stuff. I laughed a lot more than I did in Hangover Part 3. Um, Hell, I gave Hangover Part 3 at least a little bit of a good review, but I also just said it was just a rental. But this one I would actually recommend people go see in theaters. I love the cast in this movie. Seth Rogen, Craig Robinson, Jay Birchall, James Franco, Jonah Hill, Danny McBride, all great. These guys, you can tell, are just the best of friends. Like they get along really well. Their comedic chemistry is just spot on. They work really well together, and it shows in this movie. You can tell they're having a blast working together. Apparently, this was a movie was a short film that Seth Rogen and Jay Birchall made years ago called, I think, Seth and Jay Make Save the World or whatever. I haven't seen it, but I would actually like to watch it now. And you can tell basically it was based off a short about this too, because they are the two main characters of this movie, because Jay Birchall goes to visit Seth Rogen in L.A. And they just Seth Rogen decides to take Jay Birchall to a housewarming party at James Franco's house, new house, and while this party's happening, the end of the world happens basically. This begins, and there's cameos galore and all that stuff. Like, I'll get that in a minute. But this movie was really, really fun. It was like I said, the main reason is because of the cast. They all work they work well off one another. You can tell that they generally actually like each other and they're good friends. They've all worked with each other for a long time. I'm surprised Judd Apatow's not producing this, honestly, of all these people, because this is usually Judd Apatow's group of people that he usually has in his movies. And I like also that these guys can make fun of themselves, because they are playing themselves and they're making fun of their past mistakes in films. Like they they make fun of Seth Rogen for Green Hornet. They make fun of Jonah Hill and him trying to become an Oscar nominated actor nowadays. James Franco, at one point, James Franco and Seth Rogen they kind of make fun of their roles in Pineapple Express by actually making a homemade version of Pineapple Express 2, which I want to see that sequel. Basically, the setup for their sequel, the idea for they have for the sequel is that Woody Harrelson, they have to stop the assassination of Woody Harrelson by Danny McBride's character, because Woody Harrelson wants to legalize pot, and Danny McBride's a drug lord now, and he wants to stop Woody Harrelson from legalizing pot, because then Danny McBride won't have any power at all, and they'll get rid of drug lords and everything. And I thought that was hysterical. It's like, it actually sounds like a really funny idea for a sequel. Make that happen. I'm sure Woody Harrelson would do that movie. Although he doesn't make a cameo. Which I was kind of sad. That would have been funny if he actually made a cameo during those scenes. But they make fun of they make fun of they make fun of James Franco and his movies like Flyboy, Spider-Man 3, and they call him a Green Goblin at one point, which is kind of funny. One character I think Dave McBride calls him Green Goblin for some reason. And they make fun of 127 Hours because and everything else. I found it funny they made fun of Flyboys, because I barely remember Flyboys, and I think anybody does. I think that was a huge box office bomb, anyways. But anyways, like I said, they make fun of each other, and that's really great. I like that they can make fun of themselves and take it with a grain of salt. This movie does also have a lot of parodies of different films too, like The Exorcist and Rosemary's Baby being the two memorable parodies, and these are parodies that are done well, especially Rosemary's Baby one. I guarantee a lot of people don't remember. Well, if you've seen Rosemary's Baby, you know what scene it is from. It's one of the most famous scenes from Rosemary's Baby. Let's just put it that way. Is parodied. Probably the most famous scene in Rosemary's Baby gets parodied. I like that. It's kind of morbid. People die some violent deaths in this movie, and everything else. It's just kind of funny. The cameos in this movie are pretty good. I won't spoil all of them, but the couple that are really good are one, Michael Cera, who I remember reading reviews of somebody saying you will never look at Michael Cera the same again. There is no doubt. I will never, after, if you've seen the trailer, you see that he's acting a little crazy in the trailers. He's basically coked out of his mind, and he's only in the beginning of this movie, and he's coked out of his mind, and is like out of control and everything else, and he's hysterical. I know there's a lot of people who don't like Michael Cera, and if you don't like Michael Cera, I think this will help kind of change your mind a little bit. Also, Channing Tatum makes a cameo in this, and I won't spoil what happens the cameo, because that's one of the best reveals of the movie is his cameo. And it's just, let's just say, if you don't like Channing Tatum, you are gonna love this because what they do to Channing Tatum is pretty embarrassing. I'm not a fan of Channing Tatum, so I love it what they did to him. That's the other thing, if there's certain comedians you don't like, they kind of, a lot of them that some people don't like end up dying violent deaths, and that's kind of funny. Certain people they might not like, but even though I love the cameos in this movie, also one of my issues with this movie was that there were cameos that happened in this movie. It just people just pop in and out, and then they just never are seen again. Good examples: Jason Segel and Paul Rudd are in this movie. They're seen like they're at the party. Actually, Jason Segel's at the party, and Paul Rudd just pops in like right at the beginning when all hell starts breaking loose. But you never see them again. I don't know why. They might have died, but I couldn't tell, because sometimes there was points where you couldn't tell who was dying and who wasn't, because it was kind of unclear at some points. But at some points you could tell who was dying, but sometimes you couldn't. They might have died. I don't know. Maybe I was wishing they were in this movie more. Like I said, the main guys that I listed off are the main guys in this movie. Danny McBride actually has a lesser role, but Seth Rogen, James Franco, Craig Robinson, Jonah Hill, and Jay Birchall all have big roles. Also, like people like Christopher Mintz-Plasse make a cameo. Damn it, who else? There's a cameo at the end of a very famous boy band. That's pretty. Even though I don't like this boy band, it was kind of a cool moment. It was kind of funny. It was weird. It was kind of a weird cameo that came out of nowhere, but it still was okay for nostalgia reasons. Yeah, the cameos are good, but I wish some of the people that made cameos in this movie had a bigger role. Like I said, the Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Paul Rudd, and Jason Segel are three I can think off the top of my head. And like Aziz Ansari, and hell, Kevin Hart makes a cameo, and he just has like 2 scenes. Aziz Ansari, literally, if you see the trailer where he's like in the hole or whatever, that's the only scene he's in. I don't know why. I like Aziz Ansari, even though he did Epic. I still like the guy. I wish, like I said, I just wish more people were in this. Or the people that made cameos had bigger roles. Also, unfortunately, as much as I like this movie, I can't deny that this movie had jokes that fell flat. There was a good amount of jokes that fell flat, and it stopped the movie from being elevated to a really great comedy, in my opinion. I mean, honestly though, it was a hit and a miss, a hit or miss kind of comedy, but there was a lot more hits than misses. I will say that, but it's hard to kind of ignore the misses, the jokes that fell flat. Um, it happens with a lot of comedy. So I mean, I can't really bitch and moan about it because the main reason I can't really bitch and moan about it is because there was more jokes that worked, more jokes that I laughed at than jokes that didn't work and didn't laugh at. I kind of compared it to like the first Hangover, where but I like this a lot more than the Hangover. Actually, the first Hangover, but like in the Hangover, there was a lot of hit and miss jokes that, some worked, some didn't, and I felt like that in this movie too. But again, like I said, I liked Hangover a lot more, or not the Hangover a lot more. This movie a lot more than the Hangover. I just like these group of guys more than the group of guys in the Hangover. Honestly, I think you can tell these guys just, just like they're having fun, and they're enjoying what they're doing. And honestly, I kind of laughed at this movie because honestly, the funniest part about it is that a lot of the reactions these guys have to what's going on is the exact same reactions I probably would be having with what's going on. Honestly, it's not too far fetched what the reactions they have. Maybe some, but are a little over the top. But yeah, there's a lot of over the top stuff in this, and it's supposed to be over the top. It's not meant to be serious, taken seriously. But anyways, I recommend this movie. It's a lot of fun. If you like these guys, you like their kind of comedy, you'll love it, like I do. I think it's a lot fun, a lot more fun of a sit than movies like Hangover Part 3 and stuff like that. The comedies that are out there right now, it's definitely the best comedy of the year so far. I can guarantee there might be something better, although with the trailers that I got, I highly doubt that. Some of honestly, the trailers, oh god, the trailers I got with this movie were not very good. Well, there were a couple good exceptions. I got Kick-Ass 2 trailer, which I got last week with The Purge, and that looks great. I love Kick-Ass. But then I also got Grown Ups 2 and Insidious Chapter 2. Insidious, I hated to death. I didn't hate. I found that hysterical. That movie was bad. That was laughably bad. I could not take that movie seriously one bit. And even the trailer for the second one looks ridiculous and stupid. The only thing I liked about Insidious was the part where the dad goes to get his kid in that like other world part. And that was actually kind of creepy. I like that. And I hate not liking that movie because it's from the guy that made Saw, James Wan, and he's a very talented director. I think he's doing this one too. And this just looks as dumb as the first one, honestly. And Grown Ups 2, good Jesus God, why would they make a sequel to that piece of crap? I hated the first one. This one's got Taylor Lautner and Shaquille O'Neal. Why? Why is Shaquille O'Neal even allowed to have an acting job anymore, for God's sakes? Why? And Taylor Lautner basically, looks like he's playing the right role because he's playing a douchebag. A douchebag, a leader of a fraternity. That honestly is believable enough. I can believe that. But it looks bad anyways. It looks really bad. None of the jokes look funny, and they had to try to play that stupid chocolate wasted joke. That is not funny. That was not ever funny in the first place. So don't try to play it again, for God's sake. That movie was just bad. I hated Grown Ups. I hate Adam Sandler. He's gotten worse over the years. Even if you go watch back some of his old movies, even they don't hold up anymore. He is a good actor. he can be a good actor. Funny People is really, really good. He was really good in Funny People. But then he keeps doing this stupid shit over and over and over again, and he makes you hate him even more. And I don't understand Adam Sandler one bit. You know, he like I say, he proves that he can be a good actor when he is given a chance. But whatever, I don't know. And then I got the Heat, the trailer for the Heat, which is basically Miss Congeniality 3 with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy from the director of Bridesmaids, which I like Bridesmaids, but this is basically a buddy cop comedy, but it's rated R. It's Miss Congeniality 3, but rated R, honestly. I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. The reason why I get irritated with that trailer is because I've gotten it for months and months and months and months and months, and I'm like, when the hell is this movie coming out? It's coming out in a couple weeks, thank God. But I mean, I've got this trailer back in January, maybe even December, like late last year. I think I maybe got this trailer, and I've gotten this trailer constantly, and it's like, God damn it, just. You know what? I know when I got this trailer. This is 40. That was in December. What the hell? You released this movie already, so I don't have to. There was like weeks on end that I got this trailer all the time in front of every movie I got. Ugh. Why? Ugh. I don't know. I think that's more why I'm not looking forward to this movie. But maybe it'll be good. I don't know. Like I said, it's from the guy who made Bridesmaids, and I like Bridesmaids. I like Sandra Bullock. I'm still, what's the word? Still on the fence about Melissa McCarthy. Even though I liked her in Bridesmaids, I thought she was really good in that. I don't know. Identity Thief wasn't that great, but it was okay. That's the only other thing I think I could see her in. Mike Molly's alright. My mom and dad love Mike and Molly, but I don't care for it that much. Now I'm just rambling on about trailers, but yeah, that's just a sign that there might not be many other good comedies coming out this year. Other maybe Kick-Ass 2, which it is a comedy technically, and Where the Millers does look pretty good. I talked about that a couple weeks ago, so I'm not gonna talk about it again. I got that trailer again too, but yeah. There's no almost. I could almost predict that This Is the End might be the best comedy of the year, unless something drastically happens and ends up, or some movie comes out and it ends up drastically changing that. I don't see that happening. This year movies have sucked overall. Oh yeah. Now I'm just ranting on it. I gotta get going. Anyways, I am going to get off here. I'll be back Friday with Man of Steel, which is getting okay reviews. So I'm hoping this is good. Hopefully, this movie is good. I'll be back Friday with the much anticipated Man of Steel review for Man of Steel, and I will talk to you guys later.